Malawi was in March 2023 shaken by the sudden catastrophe of tropical cyclone FREDDY. The tropical cyclone, which started off as a normal heavy rains, triggered torrential rains that led to floods, mudslides, and massive devastation in the southern part of Malawi. In just 6 days, from 12th of March 2023, the country experienced the devastating weather effects. 5 weeks down the line, this country is still in trauma, and it still leaves everyone frightened at the sound of any raindrop on their roof. As if that is not enough, the roads that were destroyed and bridges that were washed away have affected the everyday mobility of people and the cutting off people from much needed support in their areas. In his remarks, the state president of the Republic of Malawi, Dr. Lazarus Chakwera, said the effects of floods and heavy rains as a result of tropical cyclone FREDDY have left lots of physical damage.
The devastation is real. I'm encouraged by the resilience of the people and their determination seeking help to be relocated, which is something that I feel as Malawians we need to do the right thing. And even though the needs are many, they have worked on the roads, assistance is getting to where it needs to go, and we are grateful. We still need to do more than has happened.
In order to partly assess the effects of tropical cyclone FREDDY on, among others, infrastructure, life, agriculture, and poverty, the Civil Society Network on Climate Change, CISONECC, embarked on a fact-finding documenting. CISONECC has its mission in coordinating civil society organizations and influencing a desired change in climate change and disaster risk management, related policies, practices, and attitudes through research, advocacy, model projects, networking, and capacity building. CISONECC, therefore, believed that the effects of tropical cyclone FREDDY provide an opportunity to reflect on its mission statement. This is the area of Group Village Headman Namuyo in Blantyre Rural East. The area's roads, bridges, and sanitary infrastructure have suffered heavy damage. Many people in this area who have gathered at this school now find themselves cut off from access to health facilities, which have either been destroyed or are no longer reachable due to the cyclone impact on road networks. Blantyre Rural East comprises of people who were moved from T.A. Makata and T.A. Machinjiri to pave way for the development of Blantyre City. Most of the people in the area are farmers, and their crops have heavily been damaged, making a perspective of hunger a reality.
Umoyo watu ndozunzika, umoyo watu ndovutika. Tikusowekera kuti tikagwire mtengo wanji foti katundu wambiri adawonongeka ndi nyumba zimanja njala yabweranso pakati pathu inali pakati kathu kalendekale. Choncho bweranso pana mundu uyu ife kuno kotasauka kwambiri. Choncho pa skulu ino tinalipo anthu osachepera anthu 461, koma chifukwa chakusowabe kuti tipanga bwanji ndiye kwapezeka kuti anthu 311 amene akwanisa kati kukangoma kama kati mikuku m'mizi momwe koma nyumba zolongosoka. Choncho panopa tili anthu okwana 150.
This situation of roads being cut and rivers being created across the roads, making it difficult for people to access social services, which they traditionally used to get, are also the order of the story of effects of tropical cyclone FREDDY. At this Rilangwe River Bridge, people from either side are cut off and can only access the other side by carrying them on the backs of these men, who also demand 1,500 kwacha per person.
Bridge imene inamangidwa ndi yakale kale yaweresi anangopanga chikolopati nde chikolopati chimene chichalero chatopa chagumuka mmene mukuonekera ndepa kumakhala mavuto madziwo akabwera asijala kumonkhala na munthu anabweramu nde kuti ochoka asijala uku analiko asijala kunonso analiko amene amachoka asijala uku kuti abwere kunapeze thandizo panalibe amene osati machoka uku kuti tipite uku tikapeze thandizo zinali za mavuto zokhazo kumonkha mmene mukuonera mbu anthu akuberekana.
Life for the people in this area has become hard, considering vital services they need to access at Lilango Training Center are far away and dangerous to reach because of cut-off bridges and roads. Member of Parliament of this area, Honorable Susan Dalama, says time has come to reflect on the quality of infrastructures that government build in the wake of effects of climate change. She proposes an inclusion of climate change in the designing and implementation of public projects such as infrastructures.
The rains were just too much and all the houses collapsed. As I speak now, people are in camps. There are several camps, not less than 11 camps or 12 camps which are here. And at each camp, there are people, not less than 500 people. As I speak now, I think not less than 1,000 houses have collapsed. So this has never happened before. It's our first time. And I'm appealing to people, well-wishers, please assist these people. They are lacking food, blankets, black sheets, which can at least assist them to relocate to build another house for them to stay.
Another area that is waking up to the dire situation caused by the effects of Cyclone FREDDY is here in Mpemba and the area of Traditional Authority Somba in Blantyre. At the time of filming in April, life was seemingly returning to right levels of normalcy. This is Mpemba backstage, and many are plying their motorcycle business, also commonly called Kabaza. The chairperson of Motorcycle Association here at Mpemba, Cedric Banda, said the entire 1 week, most of them did not ply any other activity. He said the effects of storms has now created a lot of problems, such as bad roads and difficult bridges, which are almost impossible to pass.
Yana mwende business simaenda bwino kifuatika nyamuka bano malo mweti madusa ambiri kuno makhala ngati mtsinje yomwe ma bridge amene waduka moti pano pasana konsede ndekuti tiduse mene pamakhakuti koti futa kuti anthu tikasiye tsidya ne business simaenda.
His colleague admits that life has indeed become hard considering the bad state of their roads. He says this is making many of their customers not comfortable and feel unsafe whenever using motorcycles as a means of transport.
Komano nkhani yokuza na mundu imene wadusa bakati bazina ndikuifonera kuti maulendo amene timatha kuyenda mwina timakuza kuno kama mafulo oje banthawi imene yoyo koma ifo yana mundu inapeza kuti ngati ene TV mapeza kuti timaona kama mafulo ochuluka ulendo uli wa umoyo mona kuti kunena kwa kulewa usiwoje kwa Mpemba panopa ukafika kupanga project dinsewo umene ukakwa busy koma dinsewo waunongeka kwambiri yesu lemphanga nana kuti aboma omweyo kuti mwina athandizire kuti mwina nsewo kulokozeni.
This is Mpemba Dairy Bark, which aggregates milk from farmers around Mpemba area. Mama Irene Moyo is the secretary of Mpemba Dairy Bark Group and says the sales during the period of Storm FREDDY dropped down tremendously. She observes that apart from continuous rains that were coming, roads and bridges were damaged, making it difficult for farmers to bring milk to the center.
Na mondo wa FREDDY watu nasokoneza kwambiri maga kumbali ya maendedwe kalime anaenda movutika kuchoka makoa bwana huko nokaga maga madera amene kulibe ma bridge Wina amo mnaiti mabridge tongoyembekezera kumafanya na mondo ena vezo mabridge ajana kukoloka. Komanso ena manyumba awo anagwa fanya zimenezo zinakhanga zinasokoneza. Mkaka umabwera okhanga tocheperako natsikirako fanya zifukwa zimenezo.
Gertrude Pili is a milk buyer at the center and says the sales haven't yet picked up because farmers are still finding it harder to transport their milk due to damaged roads and bridges.
Nthawi imene timakhala kuti kuli dzuwa kulibe mvula ndi nthawi ya mvula tikhoza kunena kuti ndi 50-50. Mkaka half umene unaonongeka pachoti sumabwera kuno umene amataya ndi mkaka wa half somene timalandira ngati pamwezi timakhoza kuti tikulandira 43 liters ade kuti tinali ndi 21 chakuti.
Those who also buy milk that has not been bought by Mpemba Milk Bank Center says their livelihoods at household levels have also been negatively affected.
Yeah, I'm one of the vendors of the milk, and also I'm the farmer. Yeah, during the storm of FREDDY, we faced with the problem about the movement about to go to and sell our stuff. It was so hard because the road was terrible. It was too much. It was slippery, too much mud, and the people to help you to go through from that place, they need money. So you know what? We just give the customer the milk. We're not getting the money at the same time, but we try our best to push. It was so hard, but we thank God because during that time we push until now. We thank for that, but about the rain, it was affect everything. It affect our business, affect our cattle. So now, but another challenge is the food for the cow, especially like brain to feed the cow. It's difficult because now the price is so high. You know, to buy, if you go to the company to buy the food for the cow feeding, they say no, we can't sell it because people they used to buy it and eat. So it's tough, but little by little we try best. We ask the government if you can support us, the farming, also the vendors for the milk. I believe we can do more than now.
The nurse in charge at Mpemba Health Center, Linle Lambulila Lanjen, says number of people accessing health facilities during the period of Storm FREDDY reduced drastically. She says this was as a result of impassable roads and rivers that were created during the period.
So during the period we had Cyclone FREDDY, the services were greatly affected, so that we had low numbers of people accessing services here, both OPD as well as also people accessing the ARVs, mainly because due to the poor roads, the roads were impassable and also the bridges were washed away. Others, the rivers were swollen up, so people had difficulties to access the service. But soon after the Cyclone FREDDY just ended, we saw also a greater rise of patients accessing the service. So Cyclone FREDDY affected the delivery of service here at the facility.
Meanwhile, she observes that the number of people accessing medical services is now increasing every day, signaling the stabilization of the situation.
When Cyclone FREDDY, during that time, due to the poor roads, with the reduced numbers of attending the OPDs, but now the facility is fully operational. People can access the service. Roads have improved. They are now passable, and the whole services they are now fully operational.
Merce Katumba, a resident of this area, says even though the rains have stopped, walking to this health center is still a challenge. She says those plying motorcycle business are now taking advantage to charge customers with exorbitant prices, knowing that they do not have any other choice. When meteorological experts forecasted the potential hit by tropical storm Freddie, Nsanje district in the Shire Valley was marked as the eye of a cyclone. But when Freddie eventually landed, Blantyre city was an epicenter. Matthews Mwadzangadi is a director of planning and settlement under Blantyre City Council. He says the experience that as the council went through during the period of Cyclone Freddie has taught them to seriously consider demarcating areas of settlement as well as hotspots for natural disasters.
Sife toka amene tingakwanitse paliso maplayer ena amene angabwere ndikutithandizira. Zitati zachitika zimene tinapanga kwa ifeyo ndizotani ndikukhazikitsa timu imene ilipo kale ya Civil City Protection Committee yoyang'ana za ngozi zogwa mwazizizi msite muno tili nayo ndithu inayamba kuunikira. Chomwe tapanga kupitilira pamene popo ndikuonetsetsa kuti tikodi tingatani tili kale ndi malo amene timati ma hotspot amene timadziwa kale kuti malo awa ndi angozi. But perhaps going forward is now to amplify that. Mina fotokozera muja kuti tione malo awa tufuna tineneretu kuti malo awa ndi angozi. Ndeti woni kuti chingachitike chani now that we have declared kuti malo amene ndi angozi. Tili ndi malo amene timati ma environmental fragile areas. Mbali mwa mitsinje. Muli malo ena anthu akumanga ndithu mpaka na mutsinje. Amene omukati kuti ndi chilolezo alibe chilolezo. Ukabwera ndikuwauza kuti komatu malo awawa ndoti tsiku lake mudzapita. Amaona ngati kuti iwe ndisiye ndakhala pano ndikukhulupirira zachitika bwanji. And zimene zonso mwa anthu ena amene anauzidwa zimenezo ndi amene nyumba zawo zakukoloka. Unfortunately ena apeza utatani amwalira zomwe mwina tikanatha kupewa kuti zimenezo zisafike pamene zafika. Komano kupita chitsogolo zimene ifeyo tangounikira mwa msanga ngati kusite zomwe mwina tikhale tikulengeza kuti bwino kuntundu wa Malawi kuti ifeyo ngati asite zimene tapanga ndi izi. Zimenezo tifotokoza bwino kuti tiunikire. Choyambirira ndi kukhala ndi ma areas amene msite muno tikunena kuti malo awawa ni malo angozi. Zimenezo zikachitika ndi kuti ali sazidziwa kale kuti alo awa tusunga kale chifukwa chakuti mapiri mene tikunenamo mitsinje mene ali komanso malo lying areas si mapiri mokhatu komanso muli malo ena onena kuti mvula ikachoka uko msite momwe muno madzi akumabwera ndi kumasokoneza malo amene tikufuna tapanga isolate. Tikapanga isolate ndi kuti anzathu onse amene amapanga provide ma services ISCOM a water board tikagwirizana ndi kuti pita chitsogolo because tiawuziratu kuti malo awawa sofunika kuti mupange provide ma services because the moment mukapanga provide the services is like mukuvomereza zimene zili zolakwika kuti zikhale ngati ndizithu zabwino.
This is Machinjeri Township in the city of Blantyre. Residents in this township have had their roads cut and rendered their access to some of the basic facilities very difficult.
The way the bridges are washed away with water, it has affected us in both ways, be it at work, be it business. So it's difficult for people to pass. And as you can see down there, they have put small bridges. And for you to pass through, you need to pay either 50 kwacha or 100. And it depends on daily basis. As for me, like this week, it's been I've been coming in to and from, going to Limbi and coming back. So it's been like that. So that's how this has been affected us since the bridge was washed away. And we don't know how this problem can be solved. And we appeal to both our MP and even the government. We don't know how they're going to handle this issue, but it's an urgent matter. We need to be sorted out.
Kugumuka kwa bridge uku kwatipasa mavuto ochuluka. Monga ngati Fazimai popita ku chipatala tikumavutika madusidwe, popita ku chigayo kunsika, komanso zapangisa kuti kugumuka kwa bridge tiyambe ma business chifukwa choti ma minibus akukanika kudusa, akumayima sidya la mbali ina, ma minibus enaso kuyima sidya la mbali ina. Ndi chifukwa cha vuto limeneli tinaganiza zoyamba business. Komano tikuona kuti tili pa mavuto akulu, tikupempha aboma ngati zingatheke atiganizira atipangire bridge chifukwa uunise wofunikira kwambiri.
To enable people cross this cut-out place, some residents constructed a makeshift monkey bridge. Anybody wanting to go to either side of the road through this monkey bridge needs to pay, and Dalitso Nchemo, who is the owner of the bridge, says the washing away of the bridge here made him to see an opportunity to make money.
Kukokoloka kwa bridge kuti kupindula nako ena sakupindula nako komanso maulendo ena ndi ena akukhala ovuta kwambiri. Ndi ife tikupempha boma kuti anyamata pa bridge panopa ena ndi ena mwathandize apeze chochita.
Students and pupils whose school is on the other side of the bridge cannot access education facilities for now. But for those who really want to go to their school, have to brace the difficulty of crossing either the monkey bridge by paying a fee or cross the dangerous river, putting their lives at risk. Hastings Malunga is a student at St. Louis Secondary School and he is in Form 3. He tells me life is becoming difficult to cross this dangerous spot every day when going to school, and admits that many of his friends, more especially female students, have temporarily stopped going to school.
Children are failing to go to school just because they don't find a way on how they can cross to reach their destination where they are going. And and we are asking to the government if they can help us with a bridge or anywhere so that children can be able to go to school.
Wisdom Shimambo is another resident of Machinjiri Township who observes that free movement of people has been affected. He says apart from accessing other social services, the situation has led to slowness of income and revenue generation for most of business people in the area.
Tikamadusa amatiripirisa ndrama ndrama imeneyo at least panopa bolako ndrama yanachepesa koma mene anaika bridge imodzi amatiripirisa 300 kwacha, then panabwera ma bridge awiri ina inali yoti atipasa ayikapo a MP athu koma chifukwa cha mvula so inazabwera kachiwiri inazakokolola yaulere chemeti madusa ngati yaulere ya MP yo inazati kokola bridge imeneyo nde tikupeza kuti pakali panopa tukulipirabe ma 50 kwacha chifukwa choti pali ma bridge no 4. So amene mwina ni mavuto amene tinganene ndenga taliponso otithandiza or MP akoza kuti pangiranso provide bridge ina imene kuti tizidusa omadikirira kuti seukonzedwe.
Even those plying their transportation business say it has become costly on their part to ferry passengers because they need to take a longer route from area Machinjiri to Limbi Township.
Munga ife minibus kuduka kwa bridge imene kwadisokoneza ungakhale ma business athu amene ama minibus kuti tizikafikira mtunda wa kulimbi zadisokoneza kwa misewu yambirimbiri nadani inaduka ndinise watu okhawa amene timadani timakodalira likapanga business ama minibus angakhale so magali modena ang'ono amene akumavutika mayendedwe ake akumazungulira Blantyre omwe anthu mwina apita ngati pakhama akumavutika so mayendedwe ake.
Another township that has been affected negatively by the effects of tropical cyclone FREDDY is here in Ndilande. Ndilande is one of the populous townships in Blantyre, and many residents ply on their informal business in order to make a living. Maimere Ncheche does charcoal selling business. She says for 6 days, her business literally came to a standstill, making her lose income which she uses to support her household of 5 members.
Makala mafuta chifukwa choti mbali zimene kumachoka makala samapezekako samabwera ndekubwera soko makala.
Business came to a standstill. Our businesses were affected as charcoal business. It was difficult to buy or sell charcoal because the vehicles carrying the charcoal were not moving.
20,000 ndezinthu bezukha zotivuta kuti tithe kuti tipange push business yathu chifukwa chamadziwa.
The issue of water and sanitation was not spared as an effect of tropical cyclone FREDDY. The majority of households in the surrounding areas are struggling to access potable water because most of Blantyre waterboard infrastructure got washed away. Blantyre Waterboard is on record to have fixed their primary lines from their system, but what remains now is to connect to its customers.
Cyclone FREDDY has not spared any sector around, and the water supply, Blantyre Waterboard is one of them. We will do everything within our capacity and ability to make sure to restore those facilities that have been washed away or been affected in one way or the other. For example, we've got pipes and valve chambers which have been damaged. These are resulting into some areas or some places having no water or having dry taps. You should also remember that for us to have water, we pump that water using ESCOM power. Now, we all know Genco and ESCOM are not operating at full capacity. This also has affected supply. But I'm happy to report that we are in good relationship with those institutions, and the cooperation that has been demonstrated has led to the problems that arose during the first 2 days are now lessening, and we should jump back to normal in a few days' time.
However, the situation is desperate, leading to fears of imminent outbreak of waterborne diseases if the situation is not brought under control as described by my Edina Loti.
We were greatly affected by lack of potable water after the cyclone. We had to stay out all day looking for water, meaning everything would come to a standstill.
Minister of Natural Resources and Climate Change, Michael Usi, says time has come for the people in this country to take seriously weather-related messages coming from Department of Meteorological Services and Climate Change. Usi points out the importance of strengthening civil protection committees in order to enhance trickling down of messages.
I think we are doing with what we know. We know that the Met is informing people, is warning people, and people are taking heed. What actually would be done much better would be to have groups of people in almost every area of Malawi, that when we get this type of information, we should analyze it, get meaning, and then take action. But we are moving toward that direction. The district commissioners and their task forces, they should ensure that we have got these groups that decode the information and then discuss it in those small groups, and then have action steps taken to make sure that there is meaning in reaction to what has been warned against.
Humanitarian agencies are currently assessing the scale of devastation in order to mount a humanitarian response to provide clean water, sanitation and hygiene facilities, as well as emergency cash and food. But collapsing infrastructure, particularly in the remotest areas, is slowing down the relief efforts. The climate crisis has made extreme weather, including cyclones, more severe and prolonged. And human rights advocates note that those who are the least drivers of climate change, the poor, are paying the steepest price. And while a comprehensive response is needed to ensure that those in need receive vital aid, climate campaigners such as CISONECC have long pointed to the plight of Malawi as an example of a nation whose population has played little role in warming the planet, but it is reaping the consequences of humanity's surging emissions.